Back to another Leetcode video. Today we're going to be looking at Leetcode 452, minimum number of arrows to burst balloons. This is a medium difficulty Leetcode problem, and the problem description tells us that there are some spherical balloons taped onto a flat wall that represents the x, y plane, and these balloons are represented as a 2D integer array points, where points I is an interval, and basically each interval denotes a balloon whose horizontal diameter stretches between two x coordinates, and we don't know the y coordinates of these balloons, but that doesn't actually matter for this problem. And we're told that there are arrows, and these arrows can be shot directly vertically in the positive y direction from different points along the x-axis. And a balloon with x star and x end is burst by an arrow shot at x, basically if it comes down from below it. And there is no limit to the number of arrows that can be shot. But an arrow doesn't. It just keeps traveling up infinitely. So after it bursts, it doesn't lose its velocity, or it doesn't lose its bursting power, so to speak. It can carry on going infinitely, and so it can produce any more balloons which are in its path. So given an array points, return the minimum number of arrows that must be shot to burst all balloons. Okay, so let's kind of let's try to visualize what this problem is asking us to do. So let's say we have an x and y, an xy plane, and we have these balloons like this. So we have these balloons. These are my my attempts at drawing balloons, and how many arrows do we need? Well, we have 4 balloons, and so technically we can shoot 4 arrows, right? We can shoot 4 arrows. This one's at an angle, but we can keep shooting arrows to target each of these balloons. But we are told that these arrows travel infinitely. So instead of shooting each balloon separately, we can shoot one arrow up here and another arrow up here, and these 2 arrows are all we actually need to pop all balloons. So let's look at an example, and we're given an example over here. This is probably be easier if I jot it down on a number line, but essentially this is the same, the same kind of problem that I just jotted down, and the output is 2. So how can we solve this kind of problem? Well, we're given some constraints here as well, and the way we can solve this problem is assume we have a count C which is equal to, I don't know, there's 4 balloons, and that's going to be the amount of arrows we have. Every time we come to an interval, if that interval intersects with another interval, if these intervals overlap, and we know that an interval overlaps, remember, by looking at its star, and if its star is greater than, or is less than, the end of the previous interval, then we know that it's overlapping. If that's the case, then we just subtract 1 every time we see an overlapping interval. And what this will do is it will say, okay, we don't need that many arrows. We only need 1 arrow. Okay, we only need another arrow. If we come across an interval like this where there is a clear gap, then we don't do anything. We just leave C the same because we'll be using the arrows. But if we see an overlapping interval, we just need 1 arrow, don't we? So we can just remove the total number of arrows from our count. So I hope that explanation kind of makes sense. Let's actually get to coding this. So initially, the number of arrows is going to be the length of points, so the number of balloons. We want to sort our balloons so that we have so we can compare intervals, and we're going to set a variable called previous, which is going to be equal to points 0. And the way we're going to do this so that we don't have to keep checking for out of bounds, we're going to say for I in range from 1 to length of points. And now we're going to have current, which is going to be equal to points I. Fantastic. So now we have our current interval and our previous interval, well, our current balloon and our previous balloon. So if our current interval basically is less than or equal to, the start of it is less than or equal to points 1, previous one, what does this tell us? Well, it tells us that these 2 intervals are overlapping, which means we need 1 less arrow, because we can use an arrow to burst both of these balloons. And then we can set previous, and previous will now, let's say we have another, after this interval, we have another interval which intersects. So we've used 1 arrow. We don't want to just, try to burst this balloon on its own, we already know that we can simply use, let's kind of make this longer. We can use 1 arrow to burst all 3, and we can do all 4, 5, 6, as many balloons as possible. We can intersect with this single arrow. So we want to be able to track that, and so we're going to use current 0, and then we're going to say let's get the minimum of current 1 and current previous 1. So we know that current 1 is going to be the beginning, but it could also current 0 is going to be the beginning. But the end of whichever one is less, whichever one is smaller, is going to be our total overlapping section, basically, which one is set previous at. And remember, we said that what happens if our intervals don't overlap? Well, then we don't need to do anything, but we do need to set previous equal to current, just so that we track this properly for the next iteration. So I hope this actually kind of makes sense. We're starting off with 4 arrows. If we, let's say we have 5 arrows, 5 balloons, 5 balloons, 5 arrows. Every time we come across an interval, we subtract the number of arrows that we actually need. If we don't come across an interval, we leave it the same. And then we keep on doing this until we have a result, which we can then just return like this. Let's check our code actually passes all test cases. And it does, it passes all 50 test cases. In terms of time complexity to solve this problem, we're looking at a big O of n log n. Big O of n just for the for loop, but we are sorting, so that's going to be big O of n log n, and space complexity is just going to be big O of n as well, because worst case scenario, we could be storing big O of n, worst case scenario, in case all of our balloons overlap. So I hope this video made sense, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.